Hello everyone, it's Leo, and today we are going to talk about episode 40 from Healing Good, the King Guaido episode, and another build up to the end of Healing Good PreCure. So in this episode we started right where episode 39 left us, with Guaido talking to the girls. The girls were very confused. We beat King Byogen. Why is Guaido happy? He was happy because this was all part of his plan. He infected himself with lots of mega parts and he became King Guaido. Yes, Guaido, the crown is yours. And now we at that moment we were able to see the generals talking to each other. So we have King Guaido being the leader now. Interesting thing, Shindoine and Daruizen, both of them said that they weren't able to feel King Byogen's presence anymore. So that was very strange. So that means that before that, they were able to sense King Byogen somehow, and now they can't sense him anymore. So Shindoine says she's gonna leave. She's not gonna be a lynchment to Guaido or King Guaido. She doesn't want it. She wants King Byogen, so she's gonna go after him. And Daruzen says it doesn't matter to him. What matters to him is that he wants to infect the earth. No matter who's the leader, if that's a possibility of him infecting the earth, that is enough for him. And well, that's very in character. I think that all three of them stayed very in character in this episode. So the fight started. Basically, we had like half of the episode was the girls fighting, and they weren't able to do anything against King Guaido. They tried lots of different techniques and lots of different things. No one was able to scratch King Guaido in this episode. King Guaido simply beat them very, very easily. But I feel like the most important thing of this fight was Cure Sparkle and King Guaido. Cure Sparkle was very angry, so she went after King Guaido with everything she had. And King Guaido teased her a lot because it was because of her that the girls entered the lair, the Byogen Kingdom. It was because of Cure Sparkle's idea. It was because of Hinata. It was all part of Guaido's plan, and he teased her because of that. She got very angry. She got desperate just thinking about this. And I do understand, like, Guaido was very intelligent in this, and also I understand why Cure Sparkle would feel that way. It's very clear. It was very well done, I think. And okay, the girls got detransformed after getting beaten by King Guaido, and honestly, I didn't really see this. Like, it was so easy for King Guaido to beat them. This was badly done. Like, the fighting part of the episode was badly done. They couldn't I understand they couldn't really get against King Guaido, but they were beaten very, very easily. Like, Cure Earth again was nerfed once more. But there was a very interesting moment in this fight was when Cure Earth was getting beaten and she looked, and then she saw Cure Sparkle in the back and she said, okay, I'm going to get beaten on purpose because there's a plan here. That felt very interesting. It's very nice when they use techniques and different ideas for the battles like this. We rarely have it, and it was very nice. Unfortunately, obviously, Cure Sparkle's healing flash attack didn't work, but it was important for something that was going to happen later on. So King Guaido was able to defeat them and come to Sukoyaka City, and he started infecting everything, and we saw Teatinu. I think that this scene is important for two reasons. The first one is that she was able to sense that the one that was infecting, the energy wasn't from King Byogen, so she's able to sense this kind of thing. I mean, she's the queen of Healing Garden, and Latte more or less has the same powers, and she was able to notice that it was someone different. And also, I think it's important because Teatinu is going to play some sort of role in the last battle, because we saw in episode 37 Teatinu and the other healing animals saying that they're coming to Earth to help the girls. So it's gonna happen at some point. It has to happen at some point. So I think this scene plays some sort of important part in this story. We also see King Guaido infecting Sukoyaka City with lots of Giga Byogans. And an interesting thing about this scene, a weird thing to me about this scene, was the fact that we didn't see no one in the city. We didn't see anybody. We usually see people running away. We usually see people screaming. We usually see people like being part of the chaos. And in this episode, they didn't show anyone. And I don't know, that was a choice. So then we start the girls, we start the next part of the episode in which the girls are detransformed. They were able to escape from King Guairu. And the girls start debating whether what they should do and how they can get away from the Byogen Kingdom. How can they leave the Byogen Kingdom? So Asumi has the power of creating portals. And in this episode, we learn that for that to happen, she needs to have wind. And where they are, there is no wind. And because the place is heavily infected. So that opens lots of questions like, if there's no wind, is there air? Can they breathe there? If they can breathe, like if they can't breathe, how can they be there? And I don't think that's that deep, honestly. But she couldn't be able to open her portal. Another thing, I feel like another explanation that they could have used is that Asumi is weak because she just got into a fight. She wasn't able to win. She got detransformed. So we learn in episode 24 that she can't open portals like she wants to. If her body is weak, she can't open a portal. And we learned that. I think that would have been a better explanation, honestly. And in this moment, it's when the big moment of Hinata happens in this episode. So basically, Hinata blames herself for everything that happened with the cures, with King Byogen, with King Guairu. Everything is her fault. And to a sense, it is. She was the one that showed them the portal. She was the one that advocated for them to enter the portal. And I understand Hinata blaming herself. I think if it were with me, I would do the same thing. And she starts saying that even when she thinks things through, things go wrong for her. And like that's very interesting because Hinata is usually the type of character that does things on a whim. And in Healing Good, she started changing. She started being able to rationalize things a little bit more. Like that was a part of her character growth in Healing Good. And even with that, she feels like she's a failure. Even with her growth as a person, she is still failing. She is still not being able to do anything. And also, again, that is also very interesting. I like that Healing Good is putting a character that is able to make mistakes. I feel like one thing that happens a lot in children's shows is portraying characters that are kind of perfect. Not perfect, but characters that even like when they make mistakes, the mistakes are easily reversible. They're easily corrected. And when you grow up, you will understand life is not like that. Life is very hard on you when you make mistakes. And this, after this, we saw the girls and Nyatoran talking to Hinata about her personality and about the way she deals with things. And I really, really enjoyed this moment because they never really told her that she doesn't make mistakes. They told her that she makes a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, she does lots of good things too. And those good things in Healing Good are part of like important moments. She made decisions in specific moments or even took action on a whim in specific moments in Healing Good, and they all paid off. That doesn't erase her mistakes, and I feel like the episode was able to deal with that very nicely. That doesn't erase her mistakes. That doesn't take away the bad things and the bad choices she made. But we as humans and we like as people, we need to start looking at ourselves and understand that we are not made from mistakes only. Our lives are full of choices, and no one makes only bad mistakes, or like mistake. No, we are full of choices, and if we start looking at things, we see that we make things right as well at some point. And this is part of the human experience. And I really liked how this episode dealt with this. I really liked it. It was very short, but also very interesting and kind of deep too. Liked it a lot. And so we get back to the plot of the episode. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Hinata later. We get back to the plot of the episode, and then we see the elements calling and then asking for help. And then because of that, Latte was able to canalize the power and understand that they were able to create a portal. They are going to be able to create a portal because with their healing powers, they're able to heal whichever part of the Byogen kingdom that is weaker, that the infection isn't that strong. So Latte was able to find where that was and they got ready. But Daruizen appeared and he didn't want to let them go. We had a little fight. This part was important because of Nodoka or Cure Grace. I think this is a big lead of something that's going to happen later on. Daruizen tried his best to stop and he was able to, the girls were able to create the portal. And this scene was very nice with them, with the power-ups, without out of the stock footage attack. It was very nice seeing them like this. And they ran to the portal, but Nodoka stayed behind. Grace stayed behind because of Daruizen. Daruizen hit the portal shortened, but she was able to come back because the girls were on the other side of the portal. And also this scene was very interesting too, that they were holding the portal together for Cure Grace to come back, and she was able to do that. And so now the girls are ready to save Sukoyaka City in episode 41. So before we start talking about episode 41, I just want to talk about Hinata. This was supposed to be Hinata's last episode, and as I said, I really liked how they dealt with her drama and how they dealt with the problems that she was having. I didn't like that it was bundled together with the last arc. Unfortunately, it didn't really feel like a Hinata episode. Like there were so many bigger things happening, and Hinata's part felt like a short part of the episode. This is like very sad. I feel like she deserved more. We had episode 38 with Chiyu, for example, which was an actual character episode. Unfortunately, Hinata didn't really get one at the end. As I said, I liked her part. I still feel like this episode doesn't feel like a character-driven episode at all. But I feel like they worked with her character very well nonetheless. I just wish that she had her own episode. But we all know the problems that Healing Good got through. So what can we do, right? I don't know if this was supposed to be like this since the start, or if it was changed because of us having lesser episodes, like 4 less episodes than usual. So let's talk about episode 41. So in next episode, we see that in the preview, we see the girls fighting against King Guairu. And one of the girls say in the preview, look at that. Oh my God, what is that? That's not King Guairu. So something else is appearing. And yes, I think he is coming back. King Byogen. It seems King Byogen is indeed coming back. And one interesting thing about King Byogen here, let me see if I can find a picture. So this, the left side was King Byogen, is King Byogen in his, how he appeared. And on the right, someone took the picture and got the colors up a little bit so we can see it a little better. So we can see basically like a glimpse of how King Byogen is gonna look. And he really reminded me of a Naruto character or something. But an interesting thing, and I was talking about this with Inu. I think that one interesting thing about this is the fact that this looks weird. And he has like a costume. And this costume is very resemblant of someone. If we look, let me see if I can find a good picture of her here. I don't think I have one. Maybe this. I don't know. There is a certain similarity of his costume with Teatinu's costume. The way it's drawn in her, it's more or less resemblant of the way it's drawn in King Byogen too. Like there's this costume around him. So can King Byogen be some sort of healing animal? Can he be like the original healing animal or something? What is King Byogen? What happened to him? And does he have some sort of connection to the healing garden and most specifically to Teatinu? Remember, we talked about King Byogen being Latte's father. This theory is just a joke. But, girl, I mean, King Byogen fought against Teochew when Teochew was younger. We know that. And then she purified him. She won against him. We saw that in episode 39. So, little Teochew fought against King Byogen first. And then King Byogen, just imagine King Byogen being purified, coming back to the healing garden, staying with Teochew and getting married to Teochew, and then having Latte as their daughter, and then him being possessed again and becoming King Byogen again. Just imagine that. Can this be it? Oh my god, girl, this is getting very interesting. This is getting very, very interesting. So I don't think next episode we're going to learn more about King Byogen, but I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more than what we saw in the preview. And another thing, Shindobini ran away to help King Byogen. Is he coming back with her help, or is he coming back by himself? I mean, he got beaten very easily in episode 39. That was obviously not his last stand. Maybe it was all part of his plan too, not only part of Guaido's plan. He has something up his sleeve, and I'm very curious to learn what it is. Anyways, that was my view on episode 40, my theories for episode 41. What do you think? Leave a comment with your opinion. Let's keep talking in the comment box. And I want to take this little time to thank all of the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. Thank you so much for being a supporter. Thank you for being a member. I really, really appreciate that there are people that support Magical Cinnamon and that believe in Magical Cinnamon. I'm very, very happy. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.